Welcome to Brains Gone Bold. We're happy to have you here with us. Another conversation. We have no idea where it's going to take us.
No, but oof.
Happy to be back with you, Jeanine. And for anyone who might be listening and not watching, anytime Jeanine wears one of her Sarcastaware shirts, I have to tell you what it says. In today's shirt says, "Have the day you deserve."
100%. 100%.
Love that saying.
Don't you wish you could say that to people?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Have a nice day. Have the one you deserve.
I mean, I guess you technically can. There's nothing stopping you.
Absolutely.
You know,
that's true, but I don't then want that to bounce back and hit me. Like karma. Instead, I'll just wear it.
Yeah. That whole being polite thing, I guess.
Yeah. For sure.
I know. Well, for today, not sure where this is going to land, but I'm curious to know, are you afraid of dying?
Not necessarily, because I believe in God. I believe in, something bigger. And so I feel like that in itself, plus if I don't believe in any of that, I believe in nothingness. So that's also okay. You know what I mean? And so, no, but I do fear the aging process, and I fear the loneliness of that, but not necessarily death. Because I think death affects the people that are left behind, certainly more than the person who's dead. Because I don't know, maybe, there's something that I'm not aware of, but yeah. No. What about you?
All of the above.
Okay.
Yeah. I think for me, I don't fear being dead. I fear the process of dying. So what is that going to look like? Is it going to be long and painful? Is there going to be a lot of suffering? Am I going to be a burden to others? All of those things I fear a lot. I also have a lot of, I'll just leave it there.
Well, so I'd like to back up.
Yes.
So I want to know why this topic, like what made this be a let's talk about death moment?
Because it's on my mind.
Why?
Because I'm worried about dying.
I'm going to keep asking why. Why? Why are you worried about dying? Are you sick?
I don't know. I always, so this is going to make me seem mental in some way.
Listen, I think we both come across as a little touched, as my grandmother would say.
Anytime I have any kind of ailment in my body, I automatically go to the worst case scenario.
Okay.
And so I have a little bit of medical anxiety, I guess you could call it. And so I have, an ailment or two at the very moment. And so I'm spiraling a little bit into, what's this going to look like?
Right. Well, I'm not going to dig further into
Thank you for that.
But that's helpful because I think it gives good context to think about, why the fear? Like, what is it? Like, so as I mentioned, I don't fear the death part, but my concern is something you named that I didn't, which is being a burden on somebody else. I do worry about that since I don't have children. I don't want anybody to have to figure out, well, what do we do with her? And what do we do with her stuff? And what do we do? That to me is like, oh gosh, I just don't want anybody to deal with it. Yeah.
For me, it's both fearing the process of it as well as leaving my son.
Yeah.
So, it really is about, that sort of thing. Now, going back to what you said, which is the aging part and loneliness, that's present for me every day, which is, holy crap, how did I get here? My mother said to me the other day, I saw her because my birthday's coming up, and she said, I can't believe I have a daughter that's that old. And I'm like, wait a minute.
There's better ways to say that.
You're still supposed to think I'm young.
Yes.
But it's true.
You're just a kid.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. People don't say that to me anymore.
No.
And so I have this feeling of, oh my gosh, it's scary. All of the things that could happen are happening. Yeah. And to your point, the loneliness factor, which is very real. I think about it on my end, which is, I do not have a big family. I have one child. I have a fairly small circle. We talked about this before. A carefully curated circle.
Yeah, for sure. Like by choice. Yeah.
And so I do wonder, what does that look like for elderly Maria if I get to that point? And also too, this is going to sound morbid, but not knowing if I want to get to that point. Like,
what is the choice?
I think I want to live just long enough that I am, what's the word? Able to
wipe your own butt?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think about that too.
I don't want to live to the point where I can barely get around. I just don't. And that might sound morbid, but.
No, I don't disagree. Two things. One, when my father was dying, it was very quick for him, which I'm so grateful. I know that other people have had illnesses that went on lengthy periods of time, but my dad's brain was still operating. And I was able to ask him about certain choices that needed to be made instead of me making them for him. That would, either speed up his end of life or whatever. And so it was so helpful to not have to make those. And as his daughter, that's big. That is big. And so when I think about who's going to be not necessarily making decisions for me, maybe making decisions, that gives me fear and anxiety. Because what if it's not what I would do? So if I lose my ability to speak and speak on behalf of myself, that gives me fear.
Well, I think to an extent you can do part of that through a living will.
Absolutely. Yeah. And do you have one? I need to do that. I need to do that. I have a document on my computer that's on the main screen. So when you open it up, it's there that says if I die. And I've got important information so that whoever will get that. And I've told the kids different things. So my sister's children, I've told them listen, if this, whatever, I hope, obviously I want to die before all of them.
Yeah.
You don't ever want to see the opposite.
Yeah.
So but I also hope that they don't have to deal with it. So, those, burial services and those memorial services, I'm going to do one of those. I'm going to prepay for it, get it all done, and that somebody just to call a number and they know everything that needs to be done, and then it's done, so that it's not. Because the other thing, so I said there was two things. The other thing about my dad passing, as I was in his, he had already moved into an assisted living facility, and so basically I had this 2-room apartment. And while he was still living, I was packing up those rooms because we knew it wasn't going to be long. And as I'm packing things, there's certain things that I remember seeing most of my life that I wanted nothing to do with. He had this heavy, lion statue that stands out for me, that it was okay. Yeah. Obviously it meant something to him because he's carried it with him for the last 50 years.
Right.
But it means nothing to me. And I knew my sister wouldn't want it either. And so having to make decisions about the importance of knickknacks.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to have to deal with my stuff. And so that made me make a concerted effort to start paring down and stop buying bullshit. There's no reason that I need another trinket doll, not that I buy dolls, but you know what I mean? Just crap. I just don't need that stuff because I don't want anybody to have to deal with that stuff.
So instead of being afraid of death, you're preparing for it.
To some extent, yes.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing. It's scary. And this is how my brain works. As we're sitting here talking, I'm thinking about how much I regret picking this as a topic, because should I, God forbid, have something actually wrong with me, then we're going to end up looking back on this episode and thinking that this was foreshadowing. That's how much fear is behind this for me.
Yes. So how do we can we take some of that angsty feeling about death and dying? There's, I don't remember her first name, but Kubler-Ross is the last name, author, researcher on death and dying. And I actually took a class in college called Death and Dying.
Oh, really?
And I don't remember why I took it, but it was so interesting.
Yeah.
It was really, and I know Kubler-Ross was like the person at the time. And this is, of course, 25 years ago or more. But maybe helped me put some perspective into like, it's a process. It is one of those things that's inevitable. And so like, I can't change it. I can't control it. I can't whatever. You know, I don't know when it's going to happen because, again, I believe God has a plan. I could leave this building and get hit by a bus, right? So when it happens, it happens. So that's why I'm not fearful, but the other stuff, you know, and I don't overly think about it. I don't, you know, get a hangnail and go, oh my God, I'm about to lose my hand, you know, and if I lose my hand, I lose my arm, if I lose, you know what I mean? Like I don't catastrophize in that way. However, my big thing, just like we had talked about in other topics, like, you know, intelligence or whatever, now is burden. When I think of death, that immediately brings burden. And that's my big, like, I don't ever want to be a burden to anybody. That's my hot topic.
Yeah.
So yours is the, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Because I've got this ailment.
Yeah.
So I was thinking when you were talking about this episode being like a record of your requirements, not a record of, she prophesied.
Oh, you're kidding. Okay, so listen up, everyone. This is what I want upon my death.
This is the episode.
Oh, God. Now it just made it even more weird for me.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, do we want to stop midstream?
Let's cut this whole thing.
Where can we go from death? Birth. Let's talk about how we bring babies into this world.
Oh, that's going to be it's a way different conversation.
We need to have a male perspective. Wow, I did not think it would have that much power for you. Today.
AKA, I didn't know how crazy you were, Maria.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I knew how crazy you were. That's not the surprise. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, but I think what I'm taking from what you just said is that there could be for me some power or empowerment around having affairs in order.
Sure. Because it sounds like you do. You have a living will.
I do, but I need to revisit it. It's been quite a while. So I need to revisit that. I need to like get all my numbers and stuff down. I think about that sometimes.
So, you know, I'm writing a book on death and dying and the business of dying.
I remember you telling me that.
And the reason is because there are those things. I don't call them common sense because I don't think everybody just automatically knows them. But the things that I had to go through because I was my dad's person, you know, and so things I didn't know about a long form versus a short form will. There's so much business to it that. And so I've interviewed a few people. I've got some more that I need to interview, and I'm putting it together along with how-tos and checklists and, you know, and so to your point, as far as preparing, maybe that'll give you some control over the outcome. So that's one less thing you have to worry about.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a weird, you know, so as a Catholic, I'm a non-practicing Catholic, but there's 7 sacraments. I probably won't remember them all. But, you know, birth, baptism, communion, confirmation, penance, weddings, and then the death rites. I don't know. I didn't count them out, but I think that's the thing. And the whole thing about the death rites is, as a Catholic, I'm sure I'm getting this wrong. So I apologize to all of my practicing Catholics, but here's my interpretation of it. That you have to have a priest come when you know it's the end. Somebody will call in the priest, and the priest will give you last rites.
Yes.
And that's your entrance exam to heaven. And you've got to pass that.
Yeah.
The things that I think about, like, so when we're talking about, oh, I've got a mole and it's cancer and I'm going to die, the things that I catastrophize about is that kind of shit. Like, what if, because I'm not a practicing Catholic, but I was born Catholic and raised Catholic, I don't get my last rites. What's going to happen to me? Where am I going to be? I can't get in. Right? And it's probably not heaven or hell. There's probably this like, I know they call it like purgatory. There's like waiting place.
Yeah.
So speaking of waiting places. So this is a good topic, Maria. The death is going to parlay into something else.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So I used to live in North Carolina, as you know, and I lived in this condo community. But it wasn't like those condos, there's hundreds of them. There's 13 of us.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 13 condos and they were all one floor. And so it was a U-shaped building and there were do the math, 3. And so I don't know how it was, but I was in a building of 4. They were all seniors except for like one family across from me. But when I say seniors, they were probably all in their late 70s, 80s, going into 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a rest home behind us.
Okay.
And so I used to call it the waiting lot. Right. I commonly referred to it. It was Georgetown Square. I commonly referred to it as the waiting lot. And I, knew them all. I was on the board because nobody else was, and the woman who was next to me, who was in her 90s, she would sit in her kitchen all day. Sometimes I would go over and, chat with her and whatever. And she had this bookshelf next to her. And when we would go in, she would tell me the same stories, but she would also pick up each picture and she'd go, this person's dead. This person's dead. And like every single picture, she had outlasted every member of her family, including some of her children, because she was in her 90s.
Gosh,
they were in their, late 70s, whatever. And so she eventually passed. She was a lovely woman, and I'm so glad I had the time. But that's what it felt like. The wonderful thing about that experience is there's this numbing, I think, that happens where, it's like she was so matter of fact. She really was just waiting for her turn. There wasn't this overly sentimental. It wasn't a sad conversation. She wasn't like, oh, and so, and I miss them so much. It was just life.
So when you say waiting for their turn, do you believe that it's a matter of feeling ready for it? Or just accepting that it could happen every day?
I think it's all of the above. Because how many stories have you heard of, sitting by their deathbed and then I left the room and they died? Mm-hmm. I was there. I was part of that. My grandmother, we were sitting vigil in the hospital. It was my mom, my dad, my Uncle Sammy, my Aunt Flora, my neighbor Mary Kay. And 2 days. And I finally was like, you know what? I would run out to get food and whatever. I went, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go get a shower and then I'll be back. Mm-hmm. And I left and literally Mary Kay called me and said, your grandma's gone. And I was like, what? So was she waiting for the proper configuration? Like, who knows? Yeah. But she was ready. That was whatever. And so I also hear about the people who it's okay to go, and then they go. Mm-hmm. And when I left my dad, I had been with him for a couple of weeks. I lived in Pittsburgh. He was in Lakeland. And so I'd been visiting with him. I knew it was really close, but we didn't know how long it would be. I was like, all right, Dad, I'm going to head back to Pittsburgh. I've got to get a few things, and then I'll be back. Mm-hmm. And he was no longer conversational at that point. And so I said my goodbyes. Mm-hmm. I told him how much I loved him, how, he was a good dad, like all the things. And then I left. And I thought I would be able to see him again. Mm. And I got to my sister's house. She was kind of in between us. I'm sitting there. It's nighttime. I'm getting ready to go to bed. And the phone rings and it's my dad's number. And it was the nurse and said, somebody wants to talk to you. And I was like, oh, okay. Again, he was nonverbal by this point. Okay. Because they were upping his morphine. Mm-hmm. And so they said, say hi to your daughter. And he went, hi, daughter. And I said, hey, Daddy, I'm going to be back as soon as I can. He didn't say another word. Like that was it. Okay. And then the next morning I was driving back to Pittsburgh and I got the call that he had passed. Okay. And so it felt like, I said all the things I needed to say. He said all the things I needed to say, took care of all of his business affairs while we were together. Mm-hmm. And so there was nothing left that he needed to worry about. Yeah. And so there's something beautiful in that to me that, where you ask the question, do you think people, and so, but what about the people that get hit by a car, that their lives are cut unexpectedly short. They're not preparing for anything. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think it's just when it's your time, it's your time. Mm-hmm. And you know?
Well, I think I was asking the question more from the angle of, do you think you get to a certain place in life or a certain age where you just feel done? You feel ready to check out?
Sure.
Yeah. What do you think that age is for you?
I don't know, because
when
I'm
will
not
you be
there
ready
yet.
to die?
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
So it would be hard for me to say. I can tell you that when my uncle was passing most recently, he told me he was done. Like, and he was at peace. And he said, I am at peace with this. My children are happy. I've had a great life. I've done really great things. My wife is the only, person I'm concerned about because she won't have me. We've done everything together. It was such a loving conversation, but it was all about how he's ready. He's at peace with it, and he is ready because he's had a beautiful life. Isn't that amazing?
I want to be able to feel that way.
And he was 87. So, I think if I'm going to say, I don't think it's an age. I do think it's a feeling. And I hope that I can get that feeling and go, yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Do you think that has anything to do with feeling like you've lived a full life and not feeling that yet?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I really don't think we're going to have a choice. Like that's the ideal, to be able to say what Santos said.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that's going to be the ideal. Do I think that, or would I hope that I would be able to accomplish more? Yes. Can I define what that looks like? No.
I was just going to say, what do you want to accomplish? No. What else do you want to accomplish?
I don't know.
What's on your bucket list?
I don't have one. Do you have a bucket list?
Very loosely, and it mostly is tied to travel. So places that I want to see or explore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay. And so what about you? Do you think that there's I'm going to call it an expiration? And what is it tied to or associated with, other than like put all the illness, whatever aside? Like if you could design your end, what would it look like? Not that you're trying to put it into, play.
Well, I mean, the end, I love your uncle's ending.
Yes, me too.
Absolutely ideal.
Yeah.
Where I just want to know that, especially my son, that he's good. He's happy. He's got support. He's got people in his life. Of course, he'll be sad, but he'll be okay.
Right.
That to me is the most important. And so, no, I don't have an expiration date. It has more to do with health than anything.
Yeah.
Because I do not want to be hobbling around in pain, ill, having to rely on others all the time. I just don't want that.
Yeah.
So, how healthy of a life can I live for how long is really the question for me.
Right.
There are other things, I mentioned travel. I do want to be able to spend more time kind of doing good. You want to call it that? Giving back, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't have
that. I have a question.
Yeah.
It's unrelated and related at the same time. I think you'll follow my thought process on this. So when you're thinking about being as healthy as you can be for as long as you can be, does that also lean to plastic surgery and preserving your look and preserving your body? Like when you get a wrinkle or when you see that your face is aging or, does it make you go, oh, I need to also look younger in addition to being healthier? Is there any of that desire for you?
Not a lot, but, and I will say that as I get older and those things happen more often, they catch me by surprise sometimes. I don't like how it feels.
Okay.
And I have slowly become more open to the idea of those things.
Okay.
So, but I do not ever see myself as someone who's like getting a massive amount of surgeries. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right, absolutely.
Just don't think that's for me. I think I could use just a little chin lift or something. I'd be good.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe a little nip in here and there, but
okay. So
for the most part,
it's
no.
not part and parcel with, aging.
No. No,
Okay.
it's really how good can I feel so that I can be as active as possible and enjoying the life that
For
I
sure.
have.
For
You know,
sure.
I don't want to be relegated to a chair.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I do think that for some people it is part of preventing the aging process.
Mm-hmm.
And I do look at some, like there's some celebrities, which I'm not going to name because I don't want to disparage people, and that are probably around my age that have either had a ton of work,
Mm-hmm.
that don't even look like the person I remember them as previously, or haven't had any work at all and are super wrinkly. And, you know, that's one of the things. I mean, obviously, I'm tan right now. I like being in the sun. I live in
Mm-hmm.
Florida. And so I do get concerned about it, but not so much that I feel like I need to
Mm-hmm.
like go get something.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like it's part of my plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not to say that I'm not, like, again, not judging anybody else. I think that everybody should be able to do whatever it is that makes them feel the way they want to feel. And so for me,
Mm-hmm.
it might be part of being authentic,
Mm-hmm.
and not trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Not trying to change my appearance in that way or alter it. But I don't know. Like, to me, it doesn't bother me that I'm aging.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And that's probably
my gray hair bothers me and my vision loss bothers me.
Well, yeah, I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
This is a judgment.
Okay.
Fair warning.
Whoop, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, whoop. Judgment.
I do struggle to understand the lip thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you help me understand it?
I can't.
And I'm saying this from an angle of, sure, there's probably some judgment behind it, but I also have a genuine curiosity that if our listeners are willing to share with us, help me understand the lip thing. Why do women feel the need to double the size of their lips so that they stick out like duck lips?
Mm-hmm.
And like the thing that I don't understand about that is anybody who looks at you knows that you have altered your lips. It's not like it looks natural, or someone's thinking, oh, she's just like naturally has these giant lips. So what do you think that's doing? Like, is that attracting? Is it, I don't, help me. I need to understand. I want to understand
I'd be very interested from whoever they're attracted to, the other party, whether it's male or female, that find that attractive.
Do they?
I don't know.
But I want to know.
I'd be more interested in somebody who's like, see that girl over there with the big ass lips? I'm into that. And again, it's not that natural, like, because I do think full lips are beautiful. So I get the desire, but they're so cartoonish.
Yes.
And to your point, unnatural looking.
Yes.
That it takes some of that attractive feature. So are there people out there that are attracted to it? Every once in a while, on Instagram when you're going to search something and these really eye-catching things show up. Sometimes now, listen, my feed is dogs, dancing, and comedy, and sometimes recipes. And so when I go to search something, I'm always shocked by some of the things I see. Like, why would they put that in my search? But I have to admit, I will look, if I see somebody who's had so much, like they've got like the plasticky boobs that are larger than their entire, like unnatural, and the different, whatever arrangement that they've made with their face. I do look at it. And then I look at the comments. And overwhelmingly, it's a negative kind of thing. I hate that too. But then sometimes I will see things like, you are so beautiful. Like, oh my God, slide into my DMs, whatever. And it's like, really?
Yes.
So there's this mental thing that like gymnastics that I do with the person who does all of the plastic surgery, where I start thinking, I feel sorry for them. And I shouldn't, but I do. It's just this automatic, like, oh my gosh, what are you chasing?
Yes.
That you're not satisfied with, that you're chasing. I have a friend that has had a significant amount of plastic surgery, and I know her well enough to know that there's significant
that she's
trauma
chasing.
behind it that she's chasing.
Yeah.
And loving marriage, husband is like, you don't need it, but okay, kind of thing. And has altered her look so much that I keep thinking she's no longer the person that he married.
Yeah.
You know, but are we marrying for looks or marrying for personality, right? So I go through that. But then there's that other part. So I think that is, who thinks that's attractive? Is that better than what you looked like before?
Right.
I doubt that it is.
Right.
So, and it is all judgment. It's pure judgment.
I know.
And then I,
it is.
get mad at myself. Like
I
there's,
know.
that's not yours. That's hers or his. And that's something.
I know, but I'm genuinely curious about do people find that attractive? So I'm going to go back to the lips for a second.
Yeah.
And I want to know who in the population, if you are attracted to women, do you find the fake lips attractive?
I've seen men with fillers too.
Why? I want to understand that.
So that's question one.
And are the women who are getting that done doing that to attract those people?
Okay.
And if not, why are they doing it?
What about not the fillers, the people that overline their lips?
That's a whole other,
To me, but it's the same, like I can't afford maybe to do the fillers, so I'm going to do this. And you also look like a clown, right? Is somebody finding that attractive? And when you wake up the next morning with them, are you like, wait, what happened to your face? Right? I mean, honestly. So to me, that's the other, like, I want to hear this.
This kind of brings me back to the one conversation we were having about eyebrows on one of our podcasts. And you told me that your niece had said, maybe she just likes it that way.
Absolutely.
So we should honor that, which is maybe she just likes it that way.
Yes. And I would like to hear from people like that too, to tell you the truth. Yeah. Because I'm open to changing my perspective. To me, it's so sad. It is so sad. And I know that I've not been through it. I've not walked in your shoes and all the things. And so educate me. Educate me. Help me see a different perspective on it. I also feel like when, I don't know this to be true, but when you get certain things done, you no longer have the sensation. And so is kissing the same? So if you got these, like, how are you, like, how does that feel? Are you able to do it? And like all of the stuff that we do to one another, is it the same? Like,
it's a great question.
Right?
I don't know.
A girlfriend of mine had breast cancer, had to have a full reconstruction. And she said, there's no feeling in her. So she's like, don't spend any time here because it does nothing for me. If it does something for you, great. But it does nothing for me. And so is that the same thing? Like,
great question.
I've got that curiosity
I don't know.
as well.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like it would. Yeah. It feels like you've got two like silly putty things. Yeah. And you're just.
Yeah. So, I mean, before fillers or even in combination with fillers, there are also like women who will intentionally make that face. So even if you don't have fillers, they'll like intentionally go.
Yeah. The photos.
Yeah. And again, like.
Why?
Where did that come from? And I have so many questions.
When you do that, you're making wrinkles.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Because anything you do over and over again, like our laugh lines and stuff like that. Yeah. So ladies, watch that. But where did it come from? I think it came from a social media. We're seeing pictures of, I'm going to use the name, the Kardashians with fuller features all together. And the desire that becomes the attractive standard. And while I'm glad it's not the skinny minis, it's somebody with a more voluptuous look. I love that, but we can't all be that. Yeah. And so the chasing of that, and I think that's honestly where duck came from first, the duck face stuff.
Okay.
And it has evolved into, I mean, hell, I think this was like the 80s or 90s. There's a woman that has had so much plastic surgery to alter herself look like a cat.
Oh, a cat.
Yes.
I saw the woman who altered herself so much to look like Barbie.
Seen it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder where she is today.
Yeah. I've seen a guy recently who's altered himself enough to look like Ken.
Really?
Yep. I'm telling you. I mean, so it's genderless. Like it's everybody, you want to be somebody that you're not. It's like straightening your hair. You have curly hair. It's not as extreme, But you know what I'm saying? We want
Thanks
the things.
for calling me out, Jeanine.
Well, I do it too. You see my mop? I think my point is not to, point fingers, but to say, if you grew up with curly hair, you want straight hair. If you grew up with straight hair, you want curly hair. If you grew up with thin lips, you want big lips. I don't think, I'm sure there's some people that have naturally big lips that wish they were a little smaller. Naturally big boobs wants them a little smaller. Naturally small boobs wants them big.
Yeah.
Right? So we all
always want what we don't have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What's that old say? The grass isn't greener on the other side, or isn't always greener on the other side. It's that whole thing. It's what was that woman who was really popular for a while and isn't so much because she had a scandal or something. Comparison is a thief of joy. Rachel Hollis. So it's that, like, we continue to compare ourselves to others, the things we don't have, the things we do have and wish we had more of, all of those things. And the minute we start doing that, we lose joy for the things, or the gratitude for the things that we do have. Yes.
So true. So true.
Yeah. But I would love to hear from people on that lip filler thing.
Yes.
Not just answering your questions, but does
do they work differently?
I would imagine they do. Think about when you go to the dentist and they numb your gums here and then your lips feel like they're doing this.
I don't know if your lips get that numb, like you have Novocaine in them. They're not injecting them with Novocaine.
I mean, do you still have feeling? Well, Botox freezes because they use it. So that's what they're putting some like that.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't it make it freeze?
Do you have Botox in your head?
No. Does it look like I do?
It does. Wow. Actually, you have very few wrinkles.
My sister says to me it's because I don't laugh enough. Because she's like, you don't have a lot of wrinkles, so you must not be laughing very much. I'm like, I laugh all the time.
Oh, well, I mean,
but it does make me feel sad.
You should tell her
that I need more wrinkles so I can look happier.
Maybe. I was
do
going
this
to
thing
say
called
something.
Relaxy face, though.
Oh, I remember you telling me this.
So,
yes,
periodically I can feel myself squinching up when I'm stressed about something or I'm looking at something, especially if I'm looking at the computer for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I can feel myself and then I go, relaxy face.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, clearly it works.
It's working. Yeah. Who needs plastic surgery?
This is definitely my biggest one. My 11s.
Do not even see
they go straight up, and just because you're sitting across from me, and then my chin line.
Mm-hmm.
But I am noticing I'm getting more like this stuff too.
Okay.
But,
it's beautiful. Yes. No plastic surgery.
Beautiful. Okay. Sorry.
Oh God. Okay. Sorry, everyone.
Every single way.
Okay.
Words.
I thought we talked about this.
Down. I don't remember the words, so I'm using my own. It's the Christina Aguilera.
I know what song it is. This time I actually recognize it.
Oh.
But
because it was right on chord.
Yes.
We have talked about it, and I've said that when I want to sing, I will sing. Period.
Well, there you have it.
There you do. So we started at death and ended at lip filler.
And that's Jeanine singing. So there you go.
Wouldn't it be fun if somebody took our episode and diagrammed that sentence? Not even diagrammed, but like did the flow.
Yeah.
So no, it's not a Venn diagram. What is it that I'm talking about? The decision tree.
Okay.
Where you have the bubble starts here and then ours would be like a, oh my gosh. And I love that about us.
I do too. You never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we can wrap up here for today.
We can. Have the day you deserve. Just kidding.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We're happy to have you here. Have the day you deserve. Have a great day, whatever it is.
This should be our new catchphrase at the end. Have the day you deserve.
Oh my. Please like, subscribe, comment, all of the things.
Answer our questions.
And come back to see us the next time.
Yes.
Until then, we will see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.